Round two.
Round two. Do it again. Check this out, everybody. We're in the Huddle at Independence High School, the Falcon Marching Band and Color Guard. Tonight, 7 p.m., live kickoff, the game of the week, Centennial at Independence. Wow, this couldn't be any better. Welcome to In the Huddle on the Kern High Network. I'm Vance Palm, that's Stan Green, there's Trevor Horn, and we believe our special guest is arriving here. We're so stoked to be here. Last week we were downtown at Bakersfield High School. Now here we are at Independence High School, kicking off a big day today. We'll be live at 7 p.m. tonight when they host the Centennial Goldhawks. Stan Green, the Director of School Support Services, Trevor Horn, our all-knowing, all-seeing high school coverage guy. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest has made it. Trevor, hit it. Our guest is here, head coach Paul Goola.
You got to be kidding me.
What's up, buddy?
You planned this.
Put that thing up close. All right, good. Well, here we are. We can officially start now. Our first guest is here.
Thanks for showing up.
Yeah, I appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
Nikki. Not that we didn't build all this up for you, but Stan, yeah, check your watch and introduce your late guest.
What do you do when your kids are late? That's going to be a couple laps for you, buddy.
I got kids I got to teach.
Oh, that's important right
Yes.
Our first guest, Stan.
there. Our first guest, I can't say enough nice things about Paul. We've been friends for a long time. I was on the committee that hired him in 2005. Was it 5?
Yeah.
In 2005, we held an interview at an undisclosed location. There was a lot of leaks at the time on who was getting the job and who we were interviewing for the Bakersfield High School job. And I knew within 5 minutes of talking to this cat that this was the guy. And he's just such a quality human being, and it's not even about the wins with him. And then he went on to win a section championship in the first year, 05, 07, 9, 11, state championship in 13. And then I started harassing him and asking him if he could ever win in an even year.
You're right.
It's true.
And so he's a great human being. That's the most important thing for us. And he's what we want our coaches to be, Paul Goola.
Well, thank you very much. What an
Paul,
honor.
appreciate you being here. The flow of it is I back away, and Stan and Trevor will kind of pepper you with some questions, and we'll close it off. But I will start it off with this. That little 15-second walk up here, there had to be some things going through your head like, wow, this is surreal. At Independence, at home tonight against a Centennial squad that you know very, very well. What was going through your head just as you're walking up these steps?
You know, honestly, I was talking to Coach Shelton earlier today, saying what an unbelievable job that you guys do, and Stan with the Peak Award, with the network, with now this. I mean, it's just incredible how we celebrate our athletes, and it's an honor to be back in this district. But yeah, I mean, we have one of the best bands,
no doubt,
not in Bakersfield, but in the state of California.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? This is exciting. It's an exciting place to be. I've loved every minute of being here. We have a great team. They've bought in right away. So I'm really excited to play against a caliber team like Centennial to see where we're at.
Shoot, Trevor.
Well, you did win an even year in 2016. It's an even year in 2024. It's also your first year at Independence. How much of that, now you've seen your team for 2 weeks, you've had them since May. Where's the excitement level with this team, and especially going into such a big game tonight at home, your home opener against Centennial?
You know, the sky's the limit for this team. It really is. You know, we got two kids that run 10-700s on the edges. We have Ricky at running back, and you know Gunter's a 2-year starter at quarterback. And every week we're tweaking a little bit on that offensive line. So there's new faces there each week. But that's the beauty of you know being in a first-year programs is watching film and evaluating and making changes. So at some point it's all going to click for us. You know, it's just a matter of when.
Stan talked about the undisclosed location 19 years ago and that whole thing, and this one wasn't so much undisclosed, but the late start for you getting this job in May. Can you talk about the hiring process and like how it's been since you've been here on campus?
Well, the first month was literally it was kind of out of control. I mean, you're trying to interview coaches and you're kind of mixing up coaches' names, and so it's
you're not putting like sticky tab on their foreheads so you remember who each one of them is.
What was your name again? But I soon, I mean, within the first week, I'm like, man, we really inherited a great staff, guys on campus, guys that played for Coach McEwen here, we really did take over a great situation with the coaches that we've inherited here.
I'm glad you brought up Sean, because here is Sean McEwen, one of your lifelong best friends. We lost him a year and a half ago, sadly. He was a mentor to Tyler Schillhobel, who you took over the program from. So is there a Goola stamp maybe from the beginning at Independence, and this is kind of serendipitous that you are here because your stamp, Sean being one of your assistants, Tyler being his mentee? Do you feel like this was all meant to be for you?
It was very fortuitous. There's no doubt about it. We're in Coach Cooper's garage going over the offense and defense, and Coach Wiley's like, hey, I remember this when I played for Coach McEwen. And then the kids are like, hey, this is what we called Panther, and we call it something different. So they've been running the same systems, but the names have changed. Some of the technique has changed, but it was as seamless as it could have been. There's no doubt.
Yeah, it's great to hear that Sean has left his legacy here. I know Sean; he was a teacher at BHS, and we all miss him. Fantastic human being. So before every game, I don't know if you guys ever got the opportunity to do this, but Coach Goola gives a message to the team, and he's got a PowerPoint presentation. And what's the message tonight?
Tonight's the Blue Angels.
Oh, I love it.
So there's a core focus. There's when those guys make a mistake, they die. So yeah. It's like it's teamwork. It's the ultimate teamwork. So the PowerPoint tonight is, what is our core value? Our core value is mental toughness, extreme desire, and it's discipline. Right? Yeah, you can't go on a diet unless you're disciplined. I mean, success is discipline. One word that describes it. And so tonight, our core values are big threes for all of our different positions, et cetera. But we try to blend the two programs together. That will happen tonight at 5:30, or no, 4:30. Sorry.
What do you know about Centennial?
Man, I'm really impressed offensively what they've done and how they've really taken advantage of the kids they have. A dynamic quarterback in Jet, and he gets that ball off hurry. If there's any space, it's out. And then if something's not open, boy, he can take off and go. You're defending 11 guys when you play them, and I think this is one of the better jobs offensively that I have seen. Probably in a few years, just with what he's doing with what he has out there. And he has a couple of speedy guys. And then the transfer number 2. Grant, he's missed the first week, but boy, he caught your eye the second week. Like, I didn't see that guy. Who's that? He's like, who's number 2?
Right.
So they have weapons, and I really look forward tonight because it's really going to test us where we're at as a program.
Trev, we've got a couple more minutes for you and Stan.
First off, Coach, look back at this school spirit for you, and
wow.
Does this make it nostalgic? Does this get you a little bit more hyped up?
It's so cool. Like I don't think words could describe it. So on Friday after first period, our amazing band actually plays. They walk around campus and play, college songs, and you can't fake goosebumps. Those are real.
Wow.
So it's an exciting place to be. I think it's a shooting star. It really is, and I'm just excited to be part of this. The whole atmosphere, not football. The whole energy of the school.
Before I throw it to you for the final question, Stan, you're last, but we're going to have one of your players up here. Ezekiel Bagby will be joining us in the third quarter. You want to give us any spoonful on him?
Yeah.
Is he Chris Hemsworth's body double for Thor?
Yeah, Thor? Which Thor? The Thor that looks like me? The
No, the good-looking Thor.
Oh, yes. Yeah, he is the real deal. I tell you something, it's hard for these seniors. New coach comes in, and they loved Tyler, the previous head coach. They loved that guy. And so me coming in and right away, yelling and screaming, changing technique, and asking a lot for these guys to do. He was all-area defensive end. We said, hey, can you play offensive tackle? Yes, coach. I mean, just an ultimate team player. And really, I do feel that he's going to have a great career after high school also.
Stan, you're last. Dr. Trevor Myers, get ready. I'm going to need 30, 45 seconds out of you in just a second.
I have 2 questions. So we're in week 3. You started late. I think you got here the Friday before spring ball started, right?
Yes.
So is what I'm hearing you say is tonight the night that we figure out are we on schedule?
Absolutely. The Pioneer Valley is a good football team, very well coached. South, I've never watched them on film in the 18 years I've been here. And I was telling Coach Mills, I'm like, man, we've never played each other. It's wild. But, man, they are big and they're physical. So we've had 2 great games to learn from. But I think, with Centennial in the past, and I think Independence has only beaten them one time in the history of them playing, that this is a great game to put us where we're at and where we need to improve on.
So on the field, we know tonight's the night. Off the field, how do you know that the kids have bought in? And we kind of talked about this. We talked about, what's going to happen right now.
It's kind of cool, actually. We have a couple players that are coaching with us now that played for us at BHS, and we're every Wednesday we have what we call character building. It's called championship meetings, and we sing. We in BHS for 14 years we sung Zippity Doodah, and one year in the players' role, I'll tell you the story. We were down. I think we had a running clock throughout the playoffs that year. That's the state championship team. We're down to Mission in San Diego in the 4th quarter, and our bench started singing Zippity Doodah. And the meaning of Zippity Doodah is, hey, man, don't worry. Zippity Doodah, Zippity A, my oh my, what a wonderful day. Plenty of sunshine heading my way. Everything's going to be satisfactual. And that's the thing our kids need to understand is there's adversity in life. Life is tough, but tomorrow is going to be okay. There's sunshine on the way.
Yeah.
So,
well, hey, your singing is okay. You sing like I do. Why don't we go to commercial here?
Let's go.
Whoa! All right, so who's your choir leader?
Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Zippity doodah, zippity hey.
My oh my, what a wonderful day.
Plenty of sunshine headed my way. Zippity doodah, zippity hey. Mr. Falcon on my shoulder. It's a fact. It's actual. Everything's satisfactual. Zippity doodah, zippity hey. My oh my, what a wonderful day.
Paul Goola, good luck tonight. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Falcons have a great game tonight. Dr. Trevor Myers, let's do it. Back in the 2nd quarter.
I got him. I dialed the whole.
You're Erlen, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Welcome back, everybody. Quick change artists. Before we go too far, we want to recognize that we do now have our cheer squad. Thank you, ladies, for being here. Appreciate it very much. And our Walt Disney Zippity Doodah singers, thank you. And Dr. Trevor Myers and your band, thank you. You got about an 8-minute break, buddy, 8-minute break. So now we've collected ourselves. We're back. Trevor,
Hi.
people have always they've always confused you and I as twins. They've always said, now is Trevor Horn your twin, Vance? And I always say, well, we're close. So we kind of know that vibe. But now
Thank you.
we actually have twins. Do your introductions.
All right, so we've got 2 senior twins here for the Independence volleyball team, Erlen and Juliana Merlo. Hi, girls. How are you?
We're good. How are you?
Hey, so congratulations. Big win, 3-0 over North High last night. You guys are 9-2 right now. Just kind of give us a capsule of, how this team is doing this season. How are you guys doing? I don't care who talks. You guys just
Hold on. Who was born first?
Yeah.
Me.
All right, you got to go first.
Okay.
All right,
Arlen, you go first.
I feel like we have a great team. We have a lot of experience. We have 10 seniors this year. So we have a big team, very old team, and we feel very experienced. I feel like it's a big mental game for us, too.
Okay.
So I feel like we do great mental prep, and we go out there and we play. We're high energy all the time, screaming, pushing, shoving. Like
Nice.
that really gets us going. Yeah.
Juliana, last year, 25 wins for you guys. You went to the second round in D3.
Yeah.
How much of that momentum from last year and having 10 juniors coming back really kind of allowed you guys to really get a good momentum going into this fall?
Yeah, I think it's a big momentum, especially because we always are like, no, we want to do it again. We want to go farther. And I think that like this team has so much potential, and I'm so excited because I think that we can take it all the way.
I want a ring.
Now,
Yeah.
let me ask you guys a question. Have you had a home match this year?
No, we haven't. We just got our gym redone.
Ah.
Thank you for segueing
Yes.
that, because I saw Coach Davis as she was leaving for her lunch break, and she told me, Trav, you got to go in and look at the gym. It looks fantastic.
It looks
Wow.
fantastic.
Haven't gone in there yet. But
Yeah.
girls, tell us what the gym looks like and how exciting it is to have this new floor and a new look in this gym.
Yeah.
It's very glossy. It's very like wax, so we don't slide very much.
Yeah.
But
get
it's
stuck.
really, really nice. We just had our media day in there too, so we haven't had
Fantastic.
a home game yet. But I'm really excited for
Now, the
next
first home game
Tuesday.
is Stockdale next week.
Yes.
Tuesday, yeah.
Tuesday.
Now, let's look at that game. Obviously, those were 2 losses that you guys had last
Yeah.
year to the Mustangs. How much are you guys excited about really testing yourself against a team that is, year in and year out, a team that went to the
Yeah.
semifinals in D2? How exciting is this, the next game that you guys have? Such a big program like Stockdale, and you guys can put yourselves out in front of them and see what
Yeah.
you got.
I think that it's a lot of momentum knowing that like we're 0-2 with them, and I feel like it's a lot more we want to go, and especially being home in our new gym, that's such like a more like, ooh yeah, like let's go.
Yeah.
So I feel that builds a lot of momentum with us, and it's just so much more energy. And so
Yeah.
they have a great program, they really do.
Yeah.
But I feel like we're ready, we're prepared.
Yeah, it's our first home game too, so I think that will be extra hype.
Yeah.
All right, I got to jump in here. Full transparency, I had 2 daughters that played volleyball together in club since 10 years old all the way through. Then they were BHS drillers. They both played 3 years together. One was a sophomore, one was a freshman. I've driven a billion miles and flown all over the United States with these 2 sisters playing volleyball.
Guys, it's the most loving dad I've ever
I
met in my life.
can attest to anyone that's watching this that there have been moments, I guarantee it, between you 2 after matches when you're in a car or you're on the bus or you're at home, and maybe you don't just love each other that much. So I'll transition that into the obvious question: what's it like on the court when you're playing together? Is there this really intrinsic kind of supernatural communication that you have without having even to say anything? What's it like playing together on the court? I know it well.
Yeah. So I'm a setter and she's an outside.
That helps.
So it helps a lot because I set her the ball. And so, like, sometimes I'll be, like, calling what she wants, and she's like, oh, I already know. Like, don't worry. Like, we know what we're
Right.
Yeah,
doing.
and so I
right.
feel like it's not really, I wouldn't call it like twin telepathy, but we just spent so much time together that we've created that like connection,
course.
and I just know what she's thinking all the time.
Yeah.
By her face, by her attitude, by her body language, like, yeah. So, but I feel like us having such a position that's like reliant on each other, it's a lot easier to build that connection with
Okay,
each other.
Juliana, true or false? And there's a million people watching, so you have to tell the truth. Have you
Okay.
ever set what you believe to be is absolutely the most perfect set right on the tape that anyone could kill it, and she gives you that look like, nah, that's not where I wanted it?
Yep. Or she'll hit it
Guilty.
into the net. I'm like, that
I am
was such a
guilty.
good set. And you ruined it.
My bad.
I'm guessing, Vance, at some point you've dealt with that in your own household.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're here with Juliana and Erilyn Merlot, 2 fabulous players for the Independence Falcons, and we're very, very happy to have you here. Trevor, you got about 3 more minutes, and
Yep.
we got to let them go.
Let's talk. I mean, Kennedy Walton on the team. You've got Amari and Nia Johnson, Jenna
Yeah.
Miller. Let's talk about this team and where you guys, like, where the nucleus is, how you guys gel. Let's talk about the other girls on the team for a little bit.
So we're very hitter heavy. So we
Good.
have a lot of great hitters. Our hitters are insane. Their verticals are crazy. They hit really hard. So I feel like that, and we have like a lot of them. So I feel like that gives a lot of momentum. And so I feel like that pulls other skills and stuff into that. And also our hitters are very good passers as well. So that helps us a lot in getting siding out and staying consistent, and especially with our setters are amazing too. So I feel like we're just very
I think you have to
heavy.
say that.
Oh.
I know, no pressure.
She said plural. She said
I
plural.
She did
it.
blow. Yeah, she did say set hers.
Right.
No, we have 2 setters. They're very amazing. But I
Yeah.
feel like we are very skilled. We have a lot
Okay.
of skilled hitters.
And then at home, what's the big competition between the two of you guys? Because obviously the competition doesn't stay in the gym. It gravitates back home, and it started at home, I'm sure, when you guys are very young.
Yeah.
So what is the one game that you guys play that you love to battle against each other outside of volleyball?
There is nothing else.
takes
but
a shower
volleyball.
What
Yeah,
is there,
who takes a
Trevor? How
shower
dare you?
Who takes a shower first?
Yeah.
Or who drives?
Who
Oh,
drives?
oh, wow.
Because we both have our license, but we only have one car and we share it.
That's
So
a
it's
big
like,
one
who
right
wants
there.
to drive?
Yeah, I'm like, oh, you have your keys, you're driving. She's like, no, I don't want to drive.
Oh, so neither one of you want to drive, the other one
Yeah.
has to
Yeah,
drive.
it's
yeah.
like, oh yeah, you got voluntold to drive.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to close it out with this. You're both seniors, so can we get a sneak peek what's around the corner for you both? Maybe you don't really know exactly the path, but what's on your mind? We'll start with you. What do you want to do? Where are you thinking about going, and what are you thinking about doing?
I am thinking about playing volleyball at BC.
Oh, great.
I would
Awesome.
love to, and then, transfer out to a 4-year, whatever plans I have for after
Awesome.
that.
I love it.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that obviously after the high school season, playing another club year, and then maybe playing in college. I'm not really sure yet, but I do want to start my career after.
I imagine Coach
Yeah.
Ferrero would be very happy to have you
yeah.
up on the hill. Thank you both so very, very
Girls,
much.
thank you very
we wish
much.
you the very best this season.
you for having me.
Juliana
Thank
and
you.
Erilyn, let's hear it for our two volleyball stars. Dr. Trevor Myers. Hit it, big man.
All right, girls, good luck on
Thank
Tuesday.
you so much.
you.
Thank you.
So cool. Thank you. Handshake. Superstars. Superstars. Thanks. Where's our man? So you kind of got the gist of how it's going to go, right? Yeah. All right. How much time?
Hey, you realize his greatest gift in VHS all did the Tiffany Doodah. Really? Oh, yeah. So what you guys are doing, it makes me feel like his own team. All right, you guys want to get used to the headsets real quick? Waiting on you, talent.
Hey, I want to hear the music, man. I want to hear the music.
How cool is this?
It's pretty cool.
Great.
Our band is like 5th in the state or something like that, so it's pretty cool.
It's very, very cool. Thank you again. Appreciate it so much. Okay, now it's on to the third quarter, and we have two great students from Independent High School. And Trevor, as always, when it comes to our high school guests, I let you do the introductions.
Okay, first and foremost, Mariah Riggins, you are the ASB president
Yes,
here at
sir.
Independence.
The boss.
Hello.
The boss. Wow.
The one that everybody else looks at.
Yes.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Oh, thank you.
And then, like Coach Goola said, starting two-way lineman for the Independence Falcons, Ezekiel Bagby. We're just going to call you Zeke for the next 15 minutes.
Perfect.
You go with that?
Yeah.
Welcome, guys. How are you?
Good.
Doing great. Yeah. How are you?
Good. So, Mariah, I mean, as ASB president, you look at the school spirit and the band and the cheerleaders and everybody here and the football players coming and doing zippity doodah. For the first, month of your senior year, how much fun has it been, and what's it like for you as ASB president?
Oh my gosh, it's been great. So many different experiences for sure. Because I've been in ASB since I was a freshman, and for sure, senior year has been completely different. It's been a great experience with everything being in charge and just making sure everything happens.
Now, when you say everything's different, is it the fact that you are the ASB president, or is there some kind of different vibe going on campus? What is it?
I feel like there's both, because being the president, it's so great. You get to see all the behind the scenes and everyone working hard to get everything done. Definitely on campus too, because it feels different being a senior. You see different people accomplishing what they want to do their senior year, and it's a great position to be in.
And how much are you involved in, like, football games, volleyball games, pep rallies, all that kind of stuff? Like, for those that don't know, what does an ASB president really do on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, ASB president doesn't seem like a big position, but I like to say I'm pretty involved with a lot of things. Like, we're planning homecoming. Our homecoming rally is next Friday, And I've been making sure each class is done with their dances, done with their boards, making sure our game, our rally, and our dance is 100% and all good. Thinking about the background details that they may not think about from past experiences. That's what I always try to make sure I get across in ASB meetings.
Zeke, what do you get more compliments for, the flow or the glasses?
Probably my hair.
Yeah?
Yeah, because not always wearing the glasses, but I can't really take off the hair.
I don't think you can. All right, man, let's go with you. It's your senior year. You guys are 2-0 now.
Yeah.
What's, the first 3 weeks of the football season, the first month of high school in your senior year like for you?
I know, like, the vibe feels so much different from last year. Like, I feel like the school's more behind us this year, like, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Coach Goola, he's helped us all get to where he thinks we should be, where he knows we can be.
Yeah.
And school-wise, I'm just hanging out, getting ready for games. Yeah.
So 15 minutes ago, you guys came up and sang what many would be considered a children's rhyme, a children's song, but yet this is something you guys do as big, brute athletes. But what is it about this coaching staff, this team, that allows you guys to feel comfortable singing that song and knowing that it is a team-building, momentum builder?
I think for me it's that we know that nobody's above the team. And so Coach tells us that, we're going to sing the song. Okay, we're going to sing the song. Nobody's bigger than the next person. You know what I mean? So, like, we're all even playing field. We all sing the song because we know that we're all even playing field. Everybody's part of the team. And if somebody's not singing, we're not as loud as we can be. If somebody's not playing, we're not as good as we can be.
Yep. I have something I'd like to bring up here with our two guests, by the way. Mariah Riggins, ASB president, Ezekiel Bagby, big game tonight. This magazine that we have is called the Achieve Magazine. The editor of this magazine, by the way, is Javier Valdez. Javi, give us a big wave over here. That's the guy that put this whole thing together right here. Very, very, very impressive. But if I turn to page 49, how he has it listed, Independence. But then if I go to the back, Mariah, I see everything, not just athletics, arts, entertainment, the Peak Awards. I would think as ASB president, it's incumbent upon you, and it's probably one of your responsibilities, to make sure that all of your fellow students from freshman to senior understand that it's not always just about sports. I know the Current 9 Network is not just about sports. We have our audio tech people. We have everything that goes on here. There's a lot that happens on campus. Can you tell us kind of how you feel about making sure that everybody feels involved? I did a game last night over at Foothill. They didn't have a huge crowd, but that student section that was at Foothill last night, they were there. They were bought in for 3 hours, making as much noise as possible. I would imagine it's somewhat of a responsibility in your mind, at least, in your heart, to make sure that everyone feels involved, not just sports.
Yes, of course. So kind of go back to what we were talking about before, the change on campus. There's always been a lot of diversity on campus, and not in terms of race, but what students are involved in. And I feel like a lot of things in terms of theater, sports, anything that the student body is, that's involved in.
You're right.
They really try to push to have students come out to their performances, have students go see the choir perform. And I feel like for our ASB this year, we have a lot of people on that to get that publicity out for the rest of the students to see. Because I feel like every campus should not just be about sports. It should be about every aspect of a student.
The more involved you get in high school, the more you remember it with fond memories, the more you look back and say, well, those were great years. But if you just kind of stand off to the sideline the entire 4 years, a lot can pass you by. Great answer, Trev.
Zeke, you look at it, last week you had a road game at South High, first one in town for you guys this year. And your band came out, and that was probably the largest road game band that I've seen in my 10 years covering high school in the regular season. Do you notice stuff like that, the cheerleaders there and the band there and all that? And it almost felt like a home field advantage for you guys at moments last Friday at South, even though South has a great band in their OTC. Do you feel that kind of excitement from them?
Yeah, I feel like the band they just pump us up. Like, no matter if we're here, if we're away, we can be out of state. I remember my sophomore year, we had playoffs and we were playing like an hour and a half away, I think.
Yeah.
I forgot what school, but almost our entire band was there. Like, our whole pep band was there. It and our band was louder than their entire stands. So,
Awesome.
Yeah, it's just we have a great band. They pump us. Yeah.
All right, I have one question for the football player. Centennial, they've got a chip on their shoulder. It's no joke. Your head coach, Paul Goola, talked about it. He knows the coach very well. We know the coach very well. It's a serious team, serious vibe tonight. They know they're coming into a very festive atmosphere. Your head coach, his first home game, and a big situation going on here. You guys ready?
Hey, I think that we've prepared very well to the best of our ability. We haven't had a bad day at practice all week. I don't like to say I never like to doubt an opponent, because that just leads to getting
in trouble.
In trouble. That leads to having a bad mindset going into the game. Mm-hmm. So I think that we've prepared very well.
Very good. We're going to close it off with the boss. Well, after you do your media appearance, as presidents do, now you have to kind of get back to the work of getting ready for a Friday night. What happens for you now from 1 o'clock to 7 o'clock?
Oh, goodness. Making sure that everything is good for homecoming, making sure we have all the posters put up for the game at the stadium, making sure that our cheerleaders are there, our band is there, our student section is loud and proud to be a Falcon, and just making sure that everything goes smoothly and just show all the support we can for our football team.
Trevor, this school is well represented with our two guests here in the third quarter. Good luck to you tonight. Stay healthy. You are so amazing. Congratulations on everything that you're doing on campus. Let's hear it for these two guests, everybody. Dr. Trevor Myers, get it going. We'll be back with the fourth quarter with our picks for the big games. Thank you so much, guys.
Yes.
That was awesome. I'll be looking for you tonight. I'll mention that on the air.
Appreciate it. I'm going to scoot in. Want your shake? Right here? Where are you going to sit? Right here? There you go, buddy.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Trevor Myers and the Falcon Marching Band and Color Guard. Thank you to our cheerleaders, our cheer team. And to think we have a big game tonight to put an exclamation point on this. Thank you.
Our weekly sponsor.
We have our weekly sponsor. I don't know if we're allowed to say their name, but it rhymes with DeSchwarz. It rhymes with
Mike DeWar.
It rhymes with DeSchwarz. Well, first, Stan, before we go to picks, because from here on out, it's going to be a race to the finish. First quarter, Paul Goola, fantastic. Second quarter, twin volleyball players, awesome. Third quarter, the ASB president and one of our players tonight, fantastic. In between each quarter, this marching band playing. Yeah. It's got to make a guy like you to put all this together feel pretty good about what's going on within the huddle.
Yeah, 100%. I can't even put it into words. I was just telling Javier and Al and Danny and Ashley, how lucky are we that we get to do this and it's supported. And
keep talking.
Yeah, you keep going. I mean,
enjoy yourself.
We are so fortunate to be supported by my bosses that understand the importance of our students, our student athletes, our ASB kids, our band kids, our cheerleaders, our theater kids. We get to do a lot of really cool things that maybe 15, 20 years ago we'd have been told no. And, now.
You want to do what?
Yeah. Well, I've had a lot of that in my office.
You're right.
And now, we've been empowered to do things to honor and recognize kids. And to have an ASB kid up here is just as cool as seeing a theater kid win Best Actor or Actress at the Peak Awards.
And that's what she touched on with the Achieve magazine and all that it covers. Well, thank you to all our guests. Now it's just back to us three, Trevor Horn, Stan Green, and Vance Palm. And now comes the time of the show that we get in the huddle. We really start talking about last night's games and tonight's games, our predictions. So this is our last segment. Almost done, everybody. Thank you. And we have a little swag. We have a little swag here, so stick around. Let's get after it, dude.
Okay, so we had three games last night. The Kern High game of the night was East at Foothill. East gets the first victory of the season, 34-27 over the Trojans. Vance, you called that game last night. gave us a 15-second overlook.
Yeah, BB Carrasco was nervous before the game. I was telling him, look, this is going to be a great game. I can't wait for it. I'm really excited about it. He goes, I'm glad you are, Vance. I feel like I'm going to have a heart attack. He was really nervous being 0-2, and they played well out of the gate. The double wing was not working for Foothill. The first two possessions, they fumbled on both of them, but they hung in there. They came out of the locker room in the third quarter, Foothill, and ran it down the field twice. It was a very close game, a couple of mishaps at the end of the game, but East gets their first win. They're starting to look pretty good. Their quarterback took a couple snaps and was in the game, Uzziah, but Delgado did most of the coverage, but Foothill should be feeling pretty good about that. East got a good win. It was expected, but Foothill looked nice.
Yep, very good win, and now my iPad's dead.
Highland.
Ridgeview went up to Sunnyside last night and lost a 33-0 loss. Then Highland with a 31-15 victory over Kennedy. Preston Mendez, 9 of 17, 126 yards, 2 touchdowns. Johnny Brucker does it again, 5 catches, 134 yards, 2 touchdowns. Austin Hernandez, 76 yards rushing and a touchdown. And a big victory. And the Scots are now 3-0, guys. That's a big win.
I think people really thought Kennedy was going to put up a big fight.
Yeah. And we talked about it last week. And they finish out the season 5 of their last 6 games against teams that are still currently ranked in the top 25 in the section, including at Kingsburg next week. Mike Gutierrez, after winning just 3 games all of last season, really has got those Scots moving in the right direction right now. All right, let's move on to tonight's action, guys.
Well, Sunnyside beat up on Ridgeview.
Yeah, we just said that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh,
I know you're thinking about the ice cream.
All
I'm
I want to
sorry.
do is eat my milkshake.
I know, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Okay, all right, get rolling, buddy.
Okay, so we're going to start it off. Out-of-town games first off. Kern Valley, 0-2 at Mission Prep out in Slow, so they get a little reprieve from this heat. The Royals have been one of the best small programs the past 3 seasons, going 26-9, but a very tough 24-0 loss to a Santa Fe Christian team out of Solana Beach. The Bronx have also gotten off to a rough start. I got to give the home team the nod here. I got Mission Prep winning 35-14.
Stan, any thoughts?
I think Kern Valley's going to come off the mountain and do it.
Yeah, you do.
Wow.
Yeah, you do.
You know I do.
Yeah, you do. All right, second game up, Del Oro. 2 weeks after earning the program's first win at a tough loss in overtime last week. They're out also on the coast in Santa Maria against the Saints. Santa Maria beat Hoover last week as a running back. Michael Herrera Chavez rushed for 203 yards for Santa Maria and 3 scores. Del Oro coming off, like I said, had the 12-6 loss to Taft last week. Again, I've got Santa Maria winning this one, 28-13.
I hate to say it, but I don't think it's going to be that close. I think Santa Maria is going to score a few more points than that.
Okay. Yep. And then we got a couple big ones on the road. First one we'll talk about tonight. If you guys want to watch this one, at some point it'll be on replay on NFHS. Liberty, undefeated, coming off a huge 38-14 win over Clovis West, going down and playing the number 8 ranked team in the state, the number 22nd ranked team in the nation.
Wow.
Santa Margarita. Now, guys, for everything that we do well here in the Central section, it's really hard to compare it to the Southern section, especially the Trinity League. All 6 of their teams in the Trinity League are ranked in the top 8 in the state. 5 of the 6, including Santa Margarita, are ranked in the top 25 in the nation. It's just a different beast. They've gotten a bunch of transfers in, a few of them. Richie Bolin, the head coach at Liberty, understands the situation. He goes, I want the boys to go out, compete for 4 quarters, stay healthy, come back and get ready for Buchanan next week, knowing what's the task ahead of them tonight. Tonight is about getting those guys looks against guys that they know that they're hopefully going to be playing against in college.
Having said all that,
42-7.
L.A.
Brian Nixon, who? I'm going for Richie Bolin, buddy.
2-0.
There's no way he's losing.
Man.
It's going to be closer than you think.
Hey, look.
I hope you're right.
I hope so, too.
Okay.
You should have taken him.
Next up.
Another big one, Frontier, again on the road. This one finally a little bit closer. They're at Clovis Heights La Monica Stadium tonight. Is this a must-win for Frontier? I don't think it is, but they may feel like it is just because they are banged up a little bit. Kobe Watson's out tonight, and Song Ginbei is out tonight. Brady Durkin, sadly, Tommy John surgery, out for football and baseball this year. It's a huge bummer for him. One of the most underrated football players in Kern County. Real big. So those are big hurts for the Titans. I think the Titans still have a lot of momentum coming their way. They still have to play a really good team from Arizona next week down in Southern California at Centennial High in Corona before they finally come home against Memorial in 2 weeks, San Joaquin Memorial in 2 weeks. I just think that with all of those injuries, it's going to be a tough run for Frontier. Close game, but I got Clovis winning 35-28.
Frontier, we need to buy a charter bus for them. The amount of travel they've done.
No kidding.
It's unreal. But I think
Sacramento, the Bay Area, Clovis, Southern California, and then finally home.
Who's your pick?
I'm going Frontier. I think even though they're injured, I think they're up for the task.
Next up.
Okay, Boron, and now we're back at home now. Boron, all of these games tonight are 7 o'clock kickoff stand because you guys made the right decision. You pushed the JV and Frost-Off games to earlier. So tonight is going to feel like playoffs in Bakersfield, where we have 7 o'clock kickoffs. Don't show up for a 7:30 varsity game. Show up tonight at 7 o'clock. Yeah. All of them are going to kick off, including this one. It's Boron at Arvin tonight after a banner 2023 campaign for the Bears. Arvin's had a tough run the first 2 weeks of the season. Boron showed last week that running back Andrew Gardica is legit, another 200-yard rusher, 201 yards and 14 carries over a Bishop Montgomery team from Torrance. I got Boron winning this one 35-13, sadly. Sorry, fans.
Arvin Bears, I'm not sorry.
Thank you, Stan. Yep. Next.
Burroughs at West. Derek Dunham and the Vikings need a win. Oof. And against a Burroughs squad traveling down from Ridgecrest, this could be the recipe for success. I've got the Vikings winning 14-6.
Vikings all the way.
Yep. Next.
Golden Valley at South. So Golden Valley, a team, these two programs coming in at very different situation. Carson Parr ran for 134 yards and another 115. Antonia Casillas' Golden Valley beat Sierra Pacific out of Hanford 26-17 South. Lost to these Independence Falcons last week, 18-6. I think South's offensive line is huge. You can do a lot of damage up front. I got South winning 18-14.
Yeah, next. South too.
Delano at North. I think Adam Levinson's got everything going for him over at North High. Delano's 2-0, but you got to go with strength of schedule. I've got North winning 21-20.
Next up.
I'm guessing North Stars and Levy.
Yeah. I was trying to let Vance speed it up because he knows we got to go.
Yep, and we got 2 more games. BHS at Stockdale
the clock
tonight.
Never stops.
The Drillers look great.
Wow.
2 shutouts.
Wow.
2 big wins. Stockdale, had a tough time against North, had a loss last week. The word is Devontae Oates, the quarterback for Stockdale, is a little banged up. Came out for a little bit in the game. We hope that he's healthy and ready to go tonight. I just don't know if it's going to do anything. 42-14 BHS.
All right,
nobody's beating BHS.
We're at our final pick. So, cheerleaders, superstars, rock stars, thank you for hanging in there, smiling the entire time. Pretty soon here, Dr. Trevor Adams, we're going to need you to kick it in. I got a lot of Trevors. Dr. Myers, soon for you in a second. But it is now time for the pick of the day. Centennial at Independence. Trevor Horn.
This game is so intriguing to me. Centennial went down to SoCal and battled 24-14 loss to a really good Moore Park team. Independence couldn't get kind of out of their own way last week, an 18-6 win over South. But the Falcons will introduce head coach Paul Goola at home tonight. First home game for him here for the Falcons against a former league foe in the Golden Hawks. Both have mobile quarterbacks. Both quarterbacks are coaches' kids. Guys, I got to go Independence 30-28.
30-28. Stan.
I think it's going to go overtime. Independence.
Overtime, Independence. Well,
does he get paid overtime?
Yes.
Here's the thing. We're not going to have to go into overtime because we've done a fantastic job keeping this thing right on pace. First of all, we want to thank everybody at Independence. Thank you to all the staff. Thank you to everybody that helped set this up. We appreciate it. We showed up here at 11:30 and we pulled this thing off. Thank you to our director, Alex. Thank you to Danny. Thank you to Javi, the entire superintendent staff in there. We appreciate it. Stan, all your staff in there. Thank you so much. For Trevor, for Stan. Tonight, 7 o'clock, we're going to be here on campus. Ashley, thank you. And
we're back Monday?
We're back Monday, 2 p.m. at the office. Greg Kerr will join us. We'll have some more fun for you. This has been In the Huddle. We certainly hope you've had a great time. And we will close it off with the Falcon Marching Band and Color Guard. Dr. Trevor Myers, it's all you. Independence, we love you. Thank you. Have a great night tonight. We'll let them play us out, and we've got some swag to get to everybody here. Let's do it. Thank you, everybody. What a show.
We have a throwing competition. Let's go. Is that what we're doing? How far can we throw it?
You want to hit a musician? Who are we going to? Hey, nobody wants to sit on the backsides. Let's get out of the way.
shake, man.